Hi guys, I've got black storm clouds to my right, and I'm going to try to repot my 6 adenium plants before that storm rolls in. I think we're experiencing the end of a tropical storm which is moving our way. But I was going to plant my opuntia cuttings today, but because we have had so much rain this week and pretty much 100% humidity every single day, I don't feel like the cuttings are quite ready to pot up. So I'll give them a few more days, and I'll be sure to make a video so I can share the repotting process with you for, I hope, next weekend. So in the meantime, I noticed that my adeniums have put on quite a bit of growth. Especially some of these taller varieties. These are mixed varieties that were seedlings. Look at that one. I'm putting it right up next to you. But I can see that the new growth is just several inches at the top of some of the taller ones. So I'm not bumping up to a huge pot. I'm just going to give them more space and fresh soil because they've been in these pots for a couple of years and it's looking pretty devoid of any nutrients. So I'm going to get started and make quick work of it. I'm using cactus and soil mix, cactus and succulent mix, a potting mix that's supposed to be good for drainage. It's Miracle Grow. And I'm steering away from making any of my own mixes. I'm just using what they put together. I'm leaving it to the experts. So let's get started. I'm just thinking especially this adenium is going to be maybe starting to fill out that pot. In fact, I'm seeing some roots come out of the bottom. So let's see what we've got here. And I didn't bring anything out to go around the side. Maybe I can just do it with the plastic here. I was in such a hurry to try to catch this window of sunshine. Just going around the edges here. Oh, here I have a stick. Alright, I'm too lazy to run inside. I'm just going to use a stick to go around the edge and loosen it up so that I can take it out of this pot. And you really don't want a lot of soil around the roots, but I think this has gotten to the point where it is time to bump it up just a bit. So let's see what we've got when it comes out. I expect to make a big mess. So actually we have a nice sized root ball here. And I think I'm just going to plop it in. It's just the same height, so I think that's good, but it'll have a little more room around the edges. So I'm going to pour some of the soil it's used to in there. There we go. And I'm also going to put this on top. And I'm assuming there's fertilizers added. And I'm just going to give it a little bit more space. The other thing is, terracotta pots allow an oxygen exchange and very good drainage because they're porous and they're not going to trap in any moisture around these roots. And adeniums, also known as desert rose by the way, commonly, have a caudex here which holds a lot of water, and that's exactly why they shouldn't sit in moist soil. Too much water is going to be bad for it because it has its own storage facility. And in fact, the way you know it's time to water an adenium is when it looks a little bit wrinkled or it has a little give to it. So let's get started on this one. I always feel happy when I give a plant a refresh, because they do have to work quite hard to grow, and we have had the hottest summer, so I figure they've been sitting in dry soil for a good percentage of the time. Now this isn't a very impressive root ball. I'm thinking it's probably needing some more nutrients. The other one was much bigger, and actually the growth on top reflects that as well. But I think this will be a very good way to help its growth. And I got nice blooms on these last year, but this year I have yet to see blooms. Perhaps that's another reason for a refresh. And before we head into fall, I may give it a little bit of a super bloom fertilizer and see if I can get a bloom this year. Not that I'm not demanding of my plants. I think they're adorable plants with or without their blooms, but it's always nice when you know they're happy enough to bloom. Means they have the right conditions. Alright, let me get these out of the way. And on to the next adenium. Kind of like the natural way it's looking in its pot too. The terracotta is a nice consistent look. So I can keep them together in a grouping. There we go. Just loosening it up around the edges before I take it out of the pot. And I think these taller ones are really having roots that are circling the bottom. They're showing a lot more resistance. Yeah, their roots are going a lot deeper in there. But even that root, I want to show you the root. See how bulbous that is? That's a root that's holding water. So sometimes repotting you reminds you about these caudex plants, how much storage capacity they have. And you know, if you're like me, sometimes you over-nurture things, but it's really good, a really good reminder to see the systems they have in place to keep themselves hydrated. And I think it's starting to rain, so I'll have to come back to this, guys. I'll be right back to this project when it stops raining. Oh, I had to take a brief pause and set up an umbrella over my camera, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this. This one wasn't quite planted deep enough. Doing a little redo here. There we go. I'm making a big mess because I am working fast, guys. I'm sure the plants will appreciate a little bit of a sprinkle. Rainwater is exceptionally good for all plants, including house plants, desert plants. So that's sticking a little bit out. So that's planted a little bit high, but I think that's fine. I hope you can even see me through this, guys. Now the wind is kicking up. I better hurry up. Let me know down below if you're in one of the areas that's seen lots of rain or maybe even the tropical storms. I'm not complaining about rain. I merely commented on it because my cactus cuttings weren't quite dry. Sometimes I think it's good to put some of the soil in that it was in before because it's already used to that, the culture of bacteria that's in there. Can you guys hear all that wind? I have a feeling my umbrella's gonna blow away. Well, I got 4 of my adeniums potted. Let's see if I can get through 2 more. Oh, I only have 5 adeniums. I can definitely get through 1. By the time this video ends, I'm going to be sitting in a tropical storm planting up my desert rose plants. But this is the last one, so I'm just going to finish up. But like I said, as you can see, I'm making a huge mess. Don't worry, I'll come back out and clean it up after the weather blows through. Oh, and now look at this, a little bit of sunshine in between the gustiness. And guys, I think I'm done. I may possibly top dress these with some pebbles just to give the bottom some weight because these plants do get tall and the pot on the bottom isn't too huge. Oh, and now look at this. I'm sitting under an umbrella and we have sunshine again. The weather is so unpredictable. But guess what, guys? I have my all 5 adenium plants repotted up. And I'm going to put those back in the polytunnel, water them in a few days, because I don't like to water things immediately after transplanting. I like to give those roots, any roots that might be damaged, a little chance to heal before I introduce water on there. Otherwise they can rot. So guys, thanks for joining me for my hasty adenium repotting video. The weather allowed me to get all 5 plants repotted into some more nutrient-rich soil, and they have a little bit more space to stretch out. I only found one that I thought might have been starting to be overcrowded, but sometimes it's just a good idea to put it in a fresh pot and fresh soil, and especially when they're growing so well. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you're having fun. Let me know if you're experiencing lots of rain as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.